Hello all. In this tutorial of drafting, I will be teaching you how to draft an exploded view of eccentricity. In my previous video lectures, I have shown you how to create individual components of an eccentricity, followed by how to assemble them all and how to do the animation related. So in this video, I am going to draft the complete exploded view. For that, I am going to select the assembly of eccentricity which we have already developed. Alright, this is the assembly which got loaded. Have a look at it. Okay, complete assembly of the components. Few appearances were given. Let me fit it to the screen, keep it in isometric view. Alright, now different shades or different colors you could see. It means that some appearances were given. Means, for example, if you look at the strap, some copper material has been assigned, or for this some other material is assigned, and for this some cast iron alloy kind of material is assigned for eccentric rod. That is the reason the colors are different, the shades are different. Okay, if you don't want those, you can remove even just by going to assembly main bar, right click on it, go to appearances. Here you find remove all appearances, you can remove it. Okay, as of now that is not our discussion. Our discussion is how to explode eccentricity, followed by I am going to explain two more important points related to explosion. Number one is how to use regular step, number two how to use radial step. Okay, that we haven't discussed in our any of the videos. That I am going to explain, followed by I am going to draft it on a drafting sheet, and also show you how to give bill of materials, how to assign material there in the draft sheet, and how to give some description related to any of the parts. Okay, so firstly let me go with exploded view option, exploded view. For that, what I try here is, let me keep the component in one view. This is fine. Now exploded view, once you click on exploded view, you find a ribbon to the left of the graphic window where you find two different options. One is regular, next is radial step. Okay, so I use the regular step first, because here if I want to disassemble the complete assembly, initially we need to take these two studs off. To remove these two studs, we need to unfasten two nuts. For that, I'll select a regular step. This is number one, this is number two, one after the other selection, and I'm going to select Z as the direction where I move these two nuts. Okay, no need to hold the control key, directly you can click both one after the other, you can drag it out. Slowly you can drag it out up to a certain distance, or else if you want you can give the distance, whatever the distance you want to move those two nuts. Okay, followed by these two bolts, number one and number two. Okay, click on the Z direction because I want to move those two bolts towards right or left. Okay, then Z direction is the right option. Alright, up to certain distance. Then now easily I can remove this strap. Click on Z again. This is fine somewhat. Okay, till here this is okay. Now here, after removing the strap, these two packing materials are free to move. Okay, those two can be taken off the assembly. Now I shift from regular step to radial step, okay. Now parallelly I'll select both of them. This is the first one and this is the next one. Now if I move this towards one side, then the other one will also move to the other. With respect to the center line or the axis, both will maintain same distance, same offset distance. Just have a look, this with same offset distance it can travel. Alright, similarly I'll click on sheave. For that I'll again shift my option to regular step, followed by click on the sheave, click on the axis and move it. Done. Till here it is fine. So let it be placed centrally somewhat, fine. Now to disassemble these two, to disassemble the connectivity of strap number 2 and the eccentric rod, we need to take these two screws off. This is number 1 and number 2. Remember, no need to hold the control key to have these multiple selections, directly you can hit it with the left mouse button, okay, up to some distance. Then this rod, we just move it out. This is how the exploded view of an eccentricity look like. Okay, once you're done with everything, if you want to position properly, if you have any idea related to your positions, if you want to maintain any specific distances, that also you can do. Simply, okay, go to explode step. Here you find all your options here, right click on it, edit step, if you could say edit step, and go down where you find the dimension. It has maintained 395 distance. If you want, you can increase, decrease, you do whatever you want. Okay, that you can practice. Let me say okay for my whatever exploded I did. This has got saved now. Now after saving also, in between saving also, wherever you want you can rotate, whatever the direction may be. Okay, and now right click, you find different options where if you collapse, all the components will come sit in its working position. Again right click, if you explode, those will maintain the same distances which you set already for each and every individual component. Right click, and you can animate the complete collapsed view also. Okay, now all the parts are coming to its working position and moving back to the offset distance which we already set. Okay, now you can slow down the process also to have a better idea, so that students will understand better, okay, how the components has to be placed in its working position, okay, how it is going to insert, up to what distance the stud is going to insert. Okay, so same process you'll understand better. That is the reason I'm trying to show you all the stuff. Okay, one more important point is what is the radial movement, that you'll understand better in this particular animation. Try to understand. The parts may be 4, 5, 6 or 10. Select randomly all the parts and select option called radial, then they all of them move accordingly radially in its own position. Okay, let me close this animation now. Let me save whatever we did. Yeah, fine. Now I'll just move on to, now this video is all about drafting the exploded view. I'll go to make drawing for part assembly. Now this is one way of going into draft sheet. Other way is directly go to new window, select draft drawing as the module. All right, so if you wait for a few seconds, it will ask you to select the template or the format, sheet format. We are going to select some A0 size as the sheet format, A0, and say okay. Okay, now this is the sheet, you could see here. Now we would like to place the exploded view on it. For that, directly what I do, here you find the view palette, click on view palette, you find all the views related to that assembly. Simply go down, you find isometric exploded. Okay, drag and drop it on the A0 size sheet. Okay, it is reading, so done. Once this is done, you could see the complete exploded view here on the screen. Now if you want, you can increase the scale also, that I have shown you already. So let me select the view. You find this ribbon, on this ribbon directly go to custom scale and increase the scale to 1:1. Okay, this is how you can do, place it properly so that it looks better. Fine. Now if you want, you can keep the model, complete model, in the draft sheet itself, like an wireframe exploded, or else you can keep it as a solid also. Okay, when you keep it solid or wireframe, try to keep it in high quality so that all the edges will elevate properly when you take a print of this particular model. Okay, this is how it look like. Or else you can keep it in complete wireframe with invisible edges, but it will look somewhat clumsy to understand, and it won't look that better. Okay, actually we'll try to make exploded view to make the other person understand the functioning of that particular system properly. So this gives you, discomfort, like wireframe will give you that, will not give you that much of effect to an exploded view. So try to keep the component in this solid model, keep it in high quality. All right, and now simply say OK to this. Okay, you can increase the scale, decrease the scale, do the stuff whatever is required. Now simply you can simply move on to annotations. Now each and every individual part has its own name, own number that you can maintain now. Okay, to maintain, what actually I will try to do, let me give part numbers. Now while creating each and every individual parts, some name has been given to save it. Okay, same name I just retrieve in the name of bill of materials. Just I'll go to table, bill of materials. Under this window you find, if I click on this particular table template, you find different options or different formats of tables. Okay, I'll show you. Here you find bill of materials based on costing, based on material, standard, stock, vendor, weight, weldments, connector table. Okay, as of now I'll take a standard one, say OK, and say OK to bill of materials. Okay, let me place this complete below here somewhere. Let me zoom that particular area. Just have a look. We haven't given, in the draft sheet we haven't given any of the names. I haven't given any of the names to the parts. Whatever the names given while part drawing, the same names you could see here. Okay, let me take it. Okay, let me increase the size of the complete table so that you'll understand. Okay, and click here to maybe to increase the complete text style and make it center, and let me increase the size of the font. Let me keep everything in bold so that looks better. Just have a look. Now strap number 1, strap 1 I have created and I have named it as strap 1 sheave packing material strap 2 while saving it, while creating the part in part module. Okay, same names it is going to carry throughout the process unless you change the name. All right, this is done. Now here you can see some description is there, right strap, some description is there. Now this description is also created that for other materials also. If you want, you can create a description, you can give the material which you have assigned, every other thing can be given. For that, what we need to do, for example, sheave material will try to change, or some strap material if you want to change. Let me go with strap bolt. Okay, right click on strap bolt and directly go to open strap bolt. Okay, now the part is going to open, this particular part is going to open in the part drawing. Here what you could do is go to materials, directly right click on it, and let me assign cast alloy steel to it. Okay, now whatever is assigned, just the name is given but it is not yet assigned. Go to files to assign, under files go to properties, custom properties, go to property name. Here you can change it to material. Okay, here the material which I want to give, material is cast alloy steel is chosen, that got selected. Similarly, I told you about the description also. For the same part I would like to give some description and the name of text, maybe fastener. I just give the name as fastener. Okay, the same information going to be placed there on the sheet. Once I say OK to this, let me say close and save the changes whatever we made. Now you could see the draft sheet simply. Yeah, here you could see now strap bolt I have changed the fastener, the description to fastener, and also material assignment is also given, but the template which we have chosen, the template which I have chosen for bill of materials is a standard one. In this standard one you don't find material column. Okay, to get that material column, again go back to bill of materials of this part, under this templates go with materials, bill of materials followed by material. Say OK to this and say OK to bill of materials. Try to place it somewhere here. Now you can easily see, if I increase the size, now it may be helpful to you to understand why it is not enlarging. Let me, yeah, I increase in this pattern. Let me click on this. Yeah, have a look. I'll go to editing. Let me increase the size so that you can understand easily. Keep everything bold. Select all the data, go to size 20, keep it bold. Now you'll understand. Try to understand the difference between two tables. Here strap bolt, initially when I have taken it as standard bill of materials, I have given the description and material also, but that material row is not available with this particular table. That is the reason we can't see that. Again I have selected one more bill of materials where this time I have chosen a template which will have material column. So you can have a look here. Strap 1, description is right strap, material is copper. Similarly strap bolt, it is a fastener and material is cast alloy steel. Now this description is given by me according to my idea, and materials, for your understanding, I have given some material, but you can give whatever the material it is supposed to manufacture. Every other thing can be given, and even the tables can be edited to whatever the style you want, and if some column you don't want, right click on it and directly you can say delete the column. That can be deleted. Now this is how an exploded view of eccentricity is going to be drafted, and further if you want any other views, like for example if you go to assembly, here it is reading out. Yeah, here you could see number of views are there. If you want complete assembly also, that also you can, if you want you can place it here for better understanding. Once they all of them got assembled, this is how it is going to look like. Okay, let me increase the size of this part, go down slowly, increase the scale to 1:2 and keep the component in solid, or else further can also be increased it seems. Yes, but it is going out. Let me keep it 1:2 only. Alright, this is how assembly and disassembly of an eccentricity look like. Okay, now if you want you can simply show, you can take a print, you can keep it for reference of students. That will help them out. Now after assembly, this is how the picture is going to be. Okay, now you can explain all the materials, and here you could see in bill of materials, if I click on this arrow, you find part number 1 nothing but a strap. The image is going to be something like this, and number 2 sheave look like this, backing material, strap number 2, strap bolt, nut, eccentric rod and a screw. So likewise you can easily understand how the parts are laid and what are the names of those parts. Okay, now this is all for this particular video. Try to share, subscribe and suggest if you want to have more related videos. Thank you so much for watching.